Hi. Okay, I'm here to do a How to Get Away with Murder review. Actually, I'm going to kind of combine episode 4 and episode 5. Episode 4, briefly, um, Shanks get, wait, Shanks gets shanked? I think that's the name of the episode. Bullet points. We find out it's confirmed that Emily is dead. She's considered a body at the scene. Annalise is taken into the ambulance. Um, Nate's wife asks Annalise to kill her or at least assist in suicide. Annalise doesn't help her. Um, Annalise catches Wes and Nate outside the hospital talking in cahoots. Um, Sorry. Talking to Hoots. Um, Asher starts to work with the prosecutor to ultimately, he thinks Annalise killed Sam, so he's going to work with the prosecutor to take down Annalise. Bonnie prevents that by admitting she's the one who killed Sam. Um, the case that they're working on was about some psycho who actually did do it, and they found a video of her doing it. The family was like, "You got to destroy this video," and Connor, who is becoming uncomfortable with how their dirty politics, sends the video to the prosecutor, and it's revealed that the girl's a psycho, and she gets thrown in jail. Annalise threatens Connor, saying that we still have the car that you disposed of Sam's body, and you better watch your P's and Q's. And that was ultimately what happened in episode 4. It was really good. It's just that I was busy last week. I had so many freaking conferences and crap to do at work, and I was just too tired. But anyway, episode 5, that's what we're on right now. Episode 5, Meet Bonnie. I am so sorry if you hear noise. That is my cat playing because suddenly at 10:30 at night he wants to start playing. But anywho, Hedgie. Gosh, okay, so I'm not gonna stop it because this is like the third time I'm recording a video. Anywho, um, present day, we see that Bonnie is also at the twins' mansion, and that she is with Asher in a car. They're driving off somewhere. 3 weeks earlier, Asher is getting ready to testify to the judge and the prosecutor that he, in a wiretap warrant in the death of Sam Keating. Ultimately, his testimony is going to allow the court to issue a wiretap on Annalise's house. Before he could testify, he just gets up and he walks out because in his mind he's flashing back to what Bonnie told him about murdering Sam. I'm so sorry. He's playing with his toy and his toy makes like a squeaky noise. Anyhow, we hear Bonnie's testimony, which is ultimately Sam was drunk, he tried to rape her, and she killed him to defend herself. Meanwhile, Annalise, Frank, and Bonnie are talking about what Bonnie did, which was admit that she killed Frank. Not killed Frank, killed Sam. I always get them confused. Bonnie admitted that she killed Sam, how they're going to deal with it. The kids are watching them cahoodle in Annalise's office, and they're getting restless. Anna also tells Frank that she knows that Wes and Nate are working together, and she doesn't know what the hell is going on. Asher comes in, confronts Annalise, and Annalise tells him that it pretty much substantiates Bonnie's story that Sam was drunk, tries to rape her, and she's a woman, and she had to defend herself. And most of the time, if the aggressor, the rapist, is killed, then most people don't believe the victim. So they had to do what they had to do. Asher goes back to his dad and the prosecutor and buys more time by saying, well, I know who killed Sam, and you have to work out a new deal for me where I have complete immunity now that I have more evidence. Asher is actually quite smart. That shows how smart he is, which I appreciated. The prosecutor is also working in the Hapstall case, with the weird twins, and she is admitted into evidence. She wants to admit into evidence the aunt's grand jury testimony, which shouldn't be admissible in court because ultimately the woman's dead. Annalise can't cross-examine her. The judge says, well, you know what? I'll give you guys until 5 o'clock to argue for and against allowing this testimony into the actual trial. So the kids are still day drinking because they're freaking out about what Asher knows and what's going on. They talk about booze and orgy. Levi, is texting Wes to meet up. Wes tries to sneak out. Annalise stops him and says to all the kids that they have to go through the discovery files for the Hapsall case to show that the aunt is lying, to discredit her so that they could get her testimony kicked out. Bonnie is trailing Asher, and Asher sees her and confronts her, asks her who helped her with the body. She says Frank. Do the kids know? Does his his peers know? And she's like, no, they don't know. Don't talk to them about it. And he also asked, heartbreakingly so, if he was an alibi. She only slept with him for an alibi, and she said, yes, that's how they started, but it's not the truth. And I feel so bad for her because she obviously has feelings for him, and he has feelings for her, but she wants to protect Annalise for whatever reason. Anyhow, Annalise has Frank go through Nate and Wes's cell phones, their call records, and Nate is smart. You don't see any of the calls he made. He used a burner phone. Wes is an idiot. He called Levi. They discover that he's talking to Levi, which is Rebecca's foster brother. They're working together. And they also track Levi's phone records, and they see that he's talking to Wes, but he's also talking to Michaela. They also discover Michaela doesn't know who Levi is, but Wes does. And Frank's like, yeah, it's a dick move, right? Like, he's so proud of how dickish Wes is, which Frank is an interesting character. Okay, so she goes to Annalise with this information, goes to meet up with Nate, tries to emotionally maneuver him, admits that his wife tried to commit suicide. She wouldn't help. But ultimately she was trying to maneuver him to get him to admit that he's working with Wes, and he doesn't do that, so she's pissed. Laurel and Frank hook up. Nobody cares. Laurel's boring. She needs more character development. She needs to be like a real person or what have you. Michaela, while looking through the discovery files, actually doing her job, discovers a video of the aunt flipping out after she discovers that her brother and his sister-in-law are dead. It's a racist rant, and it cuts off. Caleb discovers Michaela, Bonnie, and Connor watching this video. He showed up to submit the aunt's prescription drugs. Which is funny that the police didn't collect it when she was murdered, but who knows. And Michaela and Caleb have a bonding moment, and I think that's going to be her next love interest. Asher, while he's about to get a new deal with the prosecutor, discovers that his dad already signed a deal to protect himself, and Asher just grabs the paperwork and just bounces. He leaves. They need more of the videotape of the aunt's racist rant, so they go to Oliver, who of course hacks the police records. While Oliver is talking about, oh, I should get paid for this, Connor admits to Oliver that he may go to jail, but he loves him and that their relationship changed him, which is a very sweet moment. Yay, love. Asher's at the bar drinking because he's upset, and the prosecutor comes up to him and says, you got to do the right thing. You don't be like Annalise. She's an educator. She should know better. We all should know better. So they retrieve the audio. The kids, like Michaela and Connor, retrieve the full audio thanks to Oliver. And the audio reveals that the aunt says that she doesn't remember anything. She didn't hear anything. She was so tired. She was probably asleep when her brother, the parents were being murdered. The Hapsall parents were being murdered. Anna discovers that, Annalise takes this information to the hearing And the judge calls into the prosecutor objects because it's not in the full tape is not in the original discovery files. The judge calls into question how did Annalise get it. Annalise says, "Oh, it just magically appeared on my desk, magically delicious, right?" And the judge is like, "No, I'm not accepting this. You probably obtained this illegally. I'm not allowing it into court." And so they lost that. The aunt's testimony, grand jury testimony, is going to be submitted in the actual murder trial. The twin, Catherine, calls out the judge for allowing this racist rant to be permitted. The testimony of somebody who's clearly biased to be admitted in court, but that doesn't do any good. Okay, so Wes and Levi confront Bruno, who is the guy who runs the cemetery, a friend of Frank who works in a cemetery, they think, where Rebecca's body was buried. Sorry. Wes and Levi, what did Wes and Levi do? Levi pulls a gun on the guy to get him to admit that he knows Frank and he knows about the body. And Bruno, Wes is like freaked out, like, oh shit. But they get him, Bruno, to admit that ultimately, they get Bruno to admit that ultimately I'm at a loss for words. I don't know who's texting me at this time of night. Like, Jesus, it's late. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Okay. Oh, focus. Okay, so Bruno admits that, oh, Frank just wanted access to my storage locker. So back at the house, Michaela confronts Bonnie, like, what's going on? I'm going to fight you. She gets all hood, gutter on Bonnie. Annalise stops her and says, we're all protecting your ass. When you're going to get it together. She shuts the kids down, calls in Frank and Bonnie, and Frank and Bonnie, and Annalise is freaking out, like, holy hell, we're losing control, we don't know how to fix this. Frank says, don't worry about it, we got it. Laurel figures out that the only person who's not freaking out is Wes. Because Annalise calls in Wes into the office to talk to him, pretty much to get him to admit that he's working with Nate. Wes never admits to it, so Annalise goes to Nate and confronts Nate. Nate admits to it. Meanwhile, Wes is meeting up with Levi. He stole the locker key from Frank's keychain. Connor, Laurel, and Michaela follow him. They have this big confrontation, and this is the haha moment where Michaela's like, "Oh my God, are you guys gay? Don't lie to me." It was so fucking funny. That part was funny. Wes says that Levi's ex 911. He's Rebecca's foster brother, and while they're having this conversation, the cops roll up. Says they have a warrant. It pops open Levi's trunk, and ta-da! There's a whole bunch of meth in the trunk. They arrest Levi. Meanwhile, Anna tells Nate that she's sorry. She framed him, gives them the Bonnie story that Sam tried to rape Bonnie, and she's sorry to hurt him. She would die before she hurts him again. True words never spoken. Hold on. The cops roll up, blah, blah, blah. Bonnie goes to Asher, pleads with him not to go and say anything to the cops. Asher's like, not hearing it. I'm going to do what's right. I love you. And they say they love each other, but he's like, I have to do the right thing. Secrets catch up to you. And he's probably talking from experience because of the whole lake situation. The kids, after Levi is taken away, the kids take the key and go to the garage. Wes tells them that he thinks Annalise killed Rebecca, so they think it's at this storage unit, not a garage. They open the storage unit. There's the suitcase, the same suitcase that we saw Frank fold in Rebecca's body. They open it up, and it's just a crap ton of money. And they're like, holy shit. So it's obviously not Rebecca's body. Anyhow, Bonnie calls Annalise in a manic, sad, pathetic, just saying, I'll protect you, just blame it on me. Annalise goes to Asher's place and shows a video of a little girl and an older man, and you could tell it's pretty much a man about to rape a little girl, and we find out that that's Bonnie. She's like, meet Bonnie, and that's her father. Her father raped her, and I want to believe that Annalise wouldn't lie about something like that, that's truly why Bonnie's so messed up. That's Bonnie for real. And she said some point in the episode that Bonnie's like her child. She says that to Nate. And so she's protecting Bonnie. Anyhow, Frank set up Levi to, with the meth, call the cops, set up the key, put the money in the trunks. He manipulated it all so that the kids stay away from Levi. Levi gets thrown in jail. Wes is pointed out as crazy. That Rebecca is fined somewhere. And okay, so the end of the episode, Bonnie. Flash forward in the present day. Bonnie is driving with Asher. She pulls into the gas station. Asher's like, "Where the hell are you going?" He's freaking out. She's like, "I just need to pee." So she goes into the bathroom. She's cleaning off a whole bunch of blood, and that means Bonnie must have shot Annalise or killed the prosecutor or both. Who knows? And after she cleans off the blood, she runs out and to her car. Asher is gone. And then we see the next scene. Asher is at the cops saying, I want to give a statement." And that's how the episode ends. So that was How to Get Away with Murder, episode 5, Meet Bonnie. So tell me your thoughts, feelings, etc. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye.